Can you hear me? Geppetto's puppet. We need your help.
Hey folks, and welcome to my first episode of my Liza P walkthrough. My name is Tavorn, and I am going to show you the easiest way to finish a new game run of
There
Liza
you
P.
are. I've been looking all over for you.
There's not much here. You just sort of move forward and pick up the lamp.
I see they got Jiminy too. My name is Sophia. Please come to Hotel Krat, and I'll explain what's happening. Jiminy, please escort him to the hotel.
Alright, so tutorial. Real quick, you've got upper belt, lower belt. You switch between those with up and down on your D-pad. And then you've got extra bag. Sorry, get rid of that. When you go to extra bag, to get to extra bag, you just hold down the X button, and it's going to pull up these 4 slots, and then you just press on the D-pad. So, it's going to explain that. Real quick, just because I like the look. Alright.
Let's get you out of there. Find something that might help.
Alright.
But the streets are not safe. It'll be helpful.
This is how you pick your class. Balance is going to give you a puppet saber. Dexterity is the bastard. It'll give you a rapier. And then sweeper is going to give you your strength build. It's going to give you your great sword. And you can switch display, look at stats. Clearly strength has more vitality, lower vigor. Vitality is health, vigor is stamina. And then capacity is going to be your weight limit. It also affects your Legion arm abilities in that it gives you more Legion to spend on your arm abilities. Motivity is strength, technique is dexterity. Advance is more complicated. It's elemental damages, blitz, acid, fire. It also affects the most out of your Legion arms. So it's essentially equivalent to a magic build in a lot of ways. And then you've got your secondary stuff like your HP, your stamina total, guard regain. In this game, whenever you block an attack, if you guard an attack, you still pseudo lose health in that part of your bar sort of fades out. And you can regain that by hitting your opponent. Higher guard regain means higher regain. It means you recover more of that per hit. Weight limit, anyone familiar with Souls games knows weight limit. Physical attack, physical defense. So here's the thing. I actually was originally going to do a motivity build with this because it's honestly the only one I haven't played through the whole game with. And then I realized I don't like motivity. It's a lot of spacing, a lot of like one hit kind of things. And it's actually kind of tricky to do if you're not good at like perfect guards, which is when you basically time your guard right as you're about to be hit. And I don't think that's the easiest way to play it. I mean, it's a secure deflect sort of system, and it is tricky. The timing is tight, 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 tight. Um, so I'm actually going to do what my first playthrough build was, which was advanced, because honestly, in a lot of ways, I just think advanced is the easiest way to play the game. It doesn't depend as much on uh, perfect guarding. It gives you a lot of like specific switch arounds that you can do. So all in all, I just think it's better. It's also the only one that really gives you a high level of being able to hit from range, which is extremely useful in a game where most of the bosses are melee focused. So we're going to use the advanced build. Now you can see advanced is pretty similar between all of them. Whatever you want to start with, be my guest, none of the starting weapons are advanced related. So if you want the most health, go with the strength. If you want the most stamina, go with uh, the dexterity. I personally actually really like the really like just the balance build, Path of the Cricket, because it's even ground between HP and stamina, and then you know just less points pumped into a stat that you're not going to use. If you want to maximize damage at end game, I guess take technique, because technique is going to work better with the advanced weapons we'll get later. Um, if you just want extra health at the start, strength. But yeah, I'm going to go with advanced.
Destination Hotel Krat. Recommend escaping from this location.
So, moving on, you're just gonna come out here, circle the run. And every weapon has some fairly nice like sprint attacks. Hold on, I gotta turn my headset down, it's a little loud. So every weapon has like really nice sprints. Grab that. You're gonna come in here, and there is your healing item. So pulse cells, you start with 3 charges, you'll be able to get more later, you'll be able to increase the amount later. We'll get to that. Now the interesting thing about pulse cells is that whereas in most Souls games, running out of healing items is the absolute worst thing that can happen to you when you're still exploring an area, because your pulse cell, or you run out, yeah, that's explaining perfect guards. So you run out of healing items and suddenly every fight is 10%. Here's the thing. I'm going to demonstrate this, and it may cause me to die in a minute, but, so, I use all 3 of my heals, and you see it says pulse cell discharged. I'm out of heals. Alright, come over. Come on, lock on. Come over here, hit this guy, and you see it starts to fill up with the pinkish purple color. Alright, grab that thermite. Those are useful. Thermite is a throwing item, basically a firebomb. Really great. So, you see it filling up with that color. Now, when it's all the way full, make it here. Not quite. Just missed it. Alright. But, once that gets full, there we go, you get an extra heal. And that is 100%. Doesn't matter how many times you've used that extra heal, you will get another heal whenever that fills up. So essentially, as long as you're on the offensive and dealing damage, you will never run out of pulse cells. Oop. Ah. I forgot that dude was there. Alright, so not great for a walkthrough. But yeah, so this dude here, and there's this dude here, and then I should have turned this way, because that guy is going to come over here and hit you as you go to pick up that item. So yeah, it should be forward, left, then right, and then forward again. Alright, so down here you get your first shortcut. And the reason for the shortcut is because now I've got to go deal with this dude. And this is where you're going to learn about groggy, stagger, and really learn about your perfect guard. See that? Perfect guard, regular guard. Oops. I'm gonna die. Alright, but yeah, so you get the perfect guard, their weapon lights up, you get the Yep, alright. So he got me. Trying to demonstrate the perfect guard. But yeah, you see the flash and there's a clanging sound. You'll know when you get the perfect guard versus regular guard. But the thing is, regular guard is still good. Every weapon has a guard reduction rate while guarding. Tells you how much damage it reduces. And that is on top of the fact that you can recover that damage. It's still, versus getting actually hit by an attack, it's still only 50% damage with this weapon. So, even if you can't get the perfect guard, guarding is still preferable to getting hit. 100%. And you've also got your Legion arm. Now, right now, the Legion arm's not great. It's the starting one. And it's just a punch. Now, here we go. Alright, so staggerable. You see his bar just went with that white. What you can do then is you can either hit them with a charged attack, meaning hold down R2 and hit them with a charge attack. Some weapons have multi-hit charges. If it has a multi-hit charge, it actually only needs to hit on the second blow, which is what you just saw there. The first swing whiffed and the second one hit. That's all that matters for staggering. The final blow. There's also some Fable arts. Those are weapon arts. We'll get to that in a minute. But a lot of Fable arts also will end with a heavy blow that can initiate initiate the stagger from a groggy. Honestly, and a lot of times, Fable arts are going to be the way to go because there's no actual poise in this game. Any hit's pretty much going to stagger you. But some Fable arts do get like minor hyper armor in order to avoid being interrupted. Some do not. You gotta know which is which. But yeah, so he's now staggered. I just went up, and when that thing turns a paler shade, I can get in a fatal attack. So, at this point in the game, if you can get a fatal attack, take the fatal attack, 100%. Later on, there will be some stuff where special attacks will deal more damage to a staggered enemy, and honestly, at times, you're just going to get more damage in by just wailing on an opponent while they're staggered than you would from the fatal attack. Fatal attacks really don't deal that much damage compared to just basic attacks at endgame, especially with this build. We'll see why when we get to status effects, but that's going to be a while. But, yeah, so fatal attacks are just great early on, especially. Alright, these are your bonfires, stargazers.
This,
When you get to them, you're just going to do
as
your
we
normal
all
thing.
gather ere the stargate.
Right now, these are the only two things you can do. Eventually, level up is actually going to go away, and you won't be able to level up Stargazer. You'll have to go see a specific NPC. Alright, so I could go ahead and level Advance and put points into it. Here's the thing, my weapon doesn't deal advanced damage. I have no way of doing advanced damage, really. So right now, it's not a good stat to put into. So instead, I'm going to get my Vitality and Vigor up and just go ahead and start pumping those. When I can get an advanced weapon, I will start worrying about increasing that. But increasing motivity and technique, not really worth it at the moment. Alright, so this is storage. I don't know why I went in there. Just a mistake there. Alright, so over here, you're going to have this guy laying on the ground. I don't know where this one actually came from. But yeah, so that guy on the ground. And then the dog is up there. Hold on, let me check something. I don't know where that one came from. Oh, okay. Jeez. The aggro range on some of these enemies is ridiculous. So, this guy over here. And then lock onto the dude there. Rush in. Rush him down. Oh. And then go ahead and... You can perfect guard the dogs. Honestly, they're a little difficult to time. Kind of irritating. Alright, so then this guy over here. Just a good tip. This is a walkthrough. I'm going to try to remember where every enemy is and give you a heads up about ambushes. But, honestly, if you're unsure about whether or not something is an enemy to worry about, just go ahead and tap the lock-on button. There's only a handful of enemies that tapping that lock-on button is not automatically going to let you know that they're there. It's really good for areas with like water or something where an enemy might be hiding under the surface or something. This guy here. The article we just picked up, that is a collectible. So you're going to find collectibles all through the game. Usually they're just giving you background stuff. I mean, honestly, the story's phenomenal, and those collectibles do a lot to, like, set the stage for things that come later. So, yeah, you're watching a walkthrough. Story-wise, sure. It also gives some warnings about, like, bosses. Generally, if the game is talking about a specific puppet or something, that's just a heads up about, you know, this is the enemy we're going to be facing. So, useful, but you're watching a walkthrough. I'm going to tell you what the boss is before we get there, and I'm sure you'll watch me finish it before you do it yourself, or you've already encountered it and come here looking for a way to beat it. Either way, all good. So kill that dude. That dude actually had a pistol. Might not have seen it because I killed him so fast. I was going to get killed with that. But that dude had a pistol. If you come down here, come down these steps, and don't take him out first, he's going to shoot you in the back. And the pistol enemies, honestly, any enemy with range is gonna hit you hard in this game. I don't know why, but they definitely made letting an enemy get off a ranged attack extremely dangerous. Alright, so grab that item and then head this way. There's that one, we'll get that in a second. But come down this way and now it's going to pop the Fury attack. Fury attacks are when your enemies glow red. You cannot regular guard a Fury attack. You can perfect guard them, meaning you get your timing right. You also get no dodge iframes when dealing with a Fury attack. So, you really can't, yeah, see right there, I tried to guard, didn't perfect it, still got hit. You also, like I said, cannot really dodge Fury attacks. There is an item later that will let you, but for now, Fury attack is just gonna hit you. This guy, you can try to grog him. I will tell you, R2 charged heavies deal more of the groggy damage, but they're also always universally slower, as always. And that was my Fable Art. With this one, it's Storm Slash, 3 really quick slashes that deal a fair amount of damage. I like Storm Slash a lot. Unfortunately, it's related to the blade of this weapon, which I'm not going to use. Now, down here, nothing down here at the moment, but you can see where you're trying to get to. There will be stuff later, so keep in mind that that exists, because it does come back later. Alright, so get this guy, charge him, hit him fast, dodge, get out. Because right up there, you can see a puppet with a gun. Janie's got a gun. Come here, Alfred. Oh, God. Oh, God. Go back to Gotham. Alright. No, never mind. If that was Alfred, I would have got my ass whooped. Bruce Wayne's butler is more dangerous than Bruce Wayne. Alright. So, you come up here. That's the area, that's where you could have just run straight through. You'll notice dude there, dog there, dude there. Don't do that. Come up here. Take that dude out. Deal with the dog. No. Come over here, grab urgent repair tool. I honestly never used one of those. Never have used one. You can just go to your grinder, which is by default first item on your lower thing. Hold down square and repair your weapon. You do not want your weapon to break. I will try to demonstrate that in just a second. But real quick, let's see if I can get my cookies. Oh, I forgot about you. Yeah, not a great walkthrough. I got distracted. Alright, come on. One more. Do it again. Do it again. No, don't do it. I'm trying to show you something. Alright, let's try it with these guys. They're usually easier. Come on. Come on. Go. Come on. I know you want it. Do your thing. Oh. What is happening? Is something wrong with my controller? Alright, never mind. I will demonstrate that in a second. This is not working. So, what I was trying to show is that when you perfect guard and their weapon flashes like that, that's not just an indicator that you got the perfect guard. It also, if you get enough consecutive perfect guards, every time you perfect guard, you deal damage to your enemy's weapon. And you can actually break their weapons and therefore reduce their damage significantly. I think it's like, I know it's less than half of what they do with an intact weapon. But yeah, so break a weapon, absolutely a great idea. But for some reason I couldn't get that one to break. I remember those things breaking really easily, but I remember these guys, especially like the candelabra dudes, I remember them having like a really easy to break weapon, but there we go. Alright, yeah, see? Now, watch. Tickles. Just tickles. Then I come over and get this one. Yeah, see, significantly more damage on each hit. So if possible, and you can do perfect guard breaks, go right ahead, break that weapon. It's always good. If you want to practice perfect guards before you go after the first boss, you see this guy doesn't do damage, and you can practice perfect guarding. And also he does a fury attack, so you can see how you can get fury attacks. The other thing you'll notice is I never hit him. All I did was perfect guard 3 attacks, and he went into groggy. Perfect guard and even just regular guard deal stagger damage. So, absolutely, you can get somebody into a groggy state and then stagger them without ever actually doing a regular attack. I'm not going to try that.
Hello there.
But it can
Welcome
be
to
done.
Krat, visitor. I didn't think there were any
Let's see.
stalkers left to fight the puppets. You didn't hear? You ought to buy some.
Alright,
Out
so
here
this
alone?
dude is the first merchant. You can buy any of the starting weapons from him. I'm not doing that now because I've already got the saber and I don't really care about these two. But, really useful for the first boss. I know how a lot of people feel about consumables, but I'll tell you right now, this game is not shy with consumables. There is a merchant a little under halfway through who will sell you infinite consumables, and the price tag is not that high on any of them. Now, why is it only letting me buy up to 3? Anyway, but yeah, so this dude sells you blitz abrasives, which puts electric damage on your weapon temporarily, and throwing cells, which are throwable items that give you deal electric damage. And you'll notice there is scaling on your throwing items. Nativity, technique, advance. This is why I say advance is the easiest way to beat the game. Because 3 major consumables, your throwable items, are throwing cells, thermite, and carcass acid. Those are your 3 standard, or your only 3 elemental attacks. And these are the easiest way to pump out huge damage without having to be up close. And I mean, the range on throwables in this game is ridiculous. Even if you're playing technique or motivity, there are technique and motivity focused throwables that you should carry, because they come out fast, they can hit from a long way away, and they're just exceptionally useful if you know how to use them. But yeah, so I'm going to pick up that, and I'm going to pick up that because this first boss, I want to be able to hit him with electricity. But yeah, so that is literally all the way up to the first area, the first boss, the parade puppet. It's right up these stairs, and I'm going to leave it here, and we'll pick up next time with me taking on the boss and showing you how to get it done. Until then, be good to yourselves. I'll catch y'all later.